He is also carrying a zombie. Um, there was a distinct difference, however, between the weapon wielding variety and the type that Jaeger is currently holding.
Jaeger, is this after I've revived the other two sailors and seen to the injured one?
Um, Doubtful, unless Jaeger truly held on to it for that long.
It's Jaeger. It's not that doubtful.
Is it
Okay,
important?
so well then,
It could be
yes.
important. But you guys not gonna dissect him and hold on to him. 'Cause if not, I'll throw him overboard. But he's just, and I like look at him on my shoulder, I stare into his eyes.
A half-rotten
He couldn't
carcass?
hurt a fly. Look at him. Look at him. He's so peaceful. Can we keep him?
When you said throw him overboard, that sounds like a good idea.
What do your people do about zombies that don't hurt people? Ali?
Um, that I we don't have them.
Exactly. It's why it's so. I don't know why, but I feel like we should keep him.
Look, if she wants to contact me, she needs to, not do it by attacking the ship.
That's why we're taking this one. She's not allowed to have him back. This is all Johnny now.
Did
Yeah.
I miss something?
No. Oh, maybe. Yeah. I point the arm of the zombie at him. Did you see this zombie that doesn't hurt people?
No,
It's
no.
quite interesting.
Armando,
Yes.
she.
Uh,
Clarification, please.
So originally I held on to this one because I thought Brother Armando
Jaeger,
might want to carve onto it or do
Jaeger.
something. Yeah.
I'm asking for clarification from Armando.
Was it not clear?
he held on to it because he thought I
I
would
think I was being
dissect it or
pretty clear.
something. No,
I'm giving you a very unimpressed look.
a woman with octopus legs for legs?
Tentative?
Yeah, those.
Now who's being the rude one now? That's look, they get offended when you call them that, I think.
Don't know, I
They
never
don't.
What are
asked an
we talking
octopus.
about?
I'll be honest, I'm not really sure, but
This
Jaeger,
woman you speak of.
Yes.
really think we ought to not keep that because if she decides she wants it back, it'll suddenly come to life and attack people.
He's
Besides,
harmless. He hasn't attacked anyone. Right?
She attacked me, or it attacked me.
Oh, and I look over it. That's a bad Johnny. You guys just hear a really loud bad. You don't attack Sandy. He's still
Okay,
not
go ahead,
attacking me.
Captain.
Yeah, Leander, kind of
I'm
in
just
your
rubbing the
ear,
bridge of my nose like, oh my god.
kind of in a low, hushed whisper. You really gonna let him keep that thing? You would let him have a bear. You gonna let him have a whole person?
Fair's fair. I got kept in a cage for 2 years. Okay, maybe not like a cage. It wasn't. It wasn't. Fine. Fine. I won't keep the half-rotted dead man as a pet.
Thank you.
Well, pick a side, toss it over.
As long as it's not the front.
Well,
What
I
side are you
mean,
from, mate?
yeah.
fine. Leander, do you mind? Let's give Johnny some last words before he goes. Johnny, I hardly knew ye. You were probably a horrible person to end up in this state. But you didn't bite me, and I remember that. Live, live long and uh prosper. I look back at Leander. I'm like, that's what they say in this type of situation, right? And I chucked
Whatever
his ass
you
over.
say, mate. Whatever you say.
I just
The
imagine, like,
Leander or the zombie?
I'm imagining Sam is right now got his head in his hands, just like, oh my god.
Fucking the dice roller on roll 20 apparently cannot get higher than a fucking 4 for me. Oh yeah, cool. I rolled a 19 on my dice, so 27 on a strength check to just hurl his ass in the ocean.
So you go to throw him and forget to let go, and his arms just rip out of their sockets.
Dude, really?
Really, really.
Oh, I don't know. Did you just tell a zombie to live long and prosper?
I thought it was the right thing to do. Isn't
Why
to
would you
send
tell
people
a
off
dead
right?
man to live long?
You might remember my kind words and die for good this time. You don't know. Maybe no one cared about him to say good things when he died, so that's why he's back. He's mad. I'd be mad. I'd not forget you, Johnny. If that was your name.
You are truly a unique individual, Jaeger.
On another note, Armando, if you are not willing to, Sandoval would throw in a bonus to the crew for,
Oh no, yeah, combat.
you know, fighting valiantly. And also, once their duties end for the night, or the ones that are not currently on duty, and then the ones that are on duty, I'd say get an extra ration of rum.
Uh, that's the kind of stuff, like pay, I have to be consulted for, which I will certainly approve, but as far as the rum, that is completely up to you.
Yep, I'd say that they get an extra ration of rum once their duties are over.
Take a big swig of brandy from my water skin and pass it to Leander. To Johnny.
So I take a sample of the oily slime, uh, trying to find something that'll deal with it. Either a, like I said, a solvent or a absorbent. Not.
Roll an alchemy check.
Oh, go.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're pretty sure given about 2 hours or so, you come up with something
Is it
that
going
would
to
help
harm
break it
Jaeger?
down. Say it again.
Will it harm Jaeger to put it on his skin?
No.
Okay. Since, he's covered in this stuff.
Pretty tough.
Right.
He will grow scales, however, temporarily.
So Leander had posed a question before both of my headphones had died, and
Oh
I had
no.
to turn on my Xbox. But he asked Jaeger. He asked you what tribe you were from, what clan you were from. Well, he actually said, "What clan did you say you were from?"
Um, uh, it's the Everglade tribe, right? Pretty sure.
Elk tribe.
I was going to say it's elk,
The
but no.
Elk tribe.
Yeah, elk tribe. Because he had heard you had eaten someone before, and now you're carrying dead things around. He wasn't sure.
No. I'm not a cannibal.
Oh well,
You eat
you
people's
seemed
hearts? Yes, you are.
That's not. That's different. All right.
No.
because there are people amongst your people. They're not a clan per se, but they are a group of people that are. Mm, they live off of human flesh. They prefer it.
Lovely.
The Vulture clan.
Oh, the ones that practice the fetishes. Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of akin to like an outlaw amongst the Viking tribe. They're not allowed to live in clan territory.
And they eat flesh, like hearts.
They eat more than hearts.
Also, liver, muscle.
Fingers, eyeballs, brains. I don't know why you're so
And
hung up on the heart thing. Did I not?
Because to everyone else in all of the Isles, there isn't a difference.
But explaining to you the whole time, and I flex my arm. If you guys want to get bigger, you have to eat the hearts of your enemies. I don't know what's confusing.
And yet, you got that
Obviously,
big without eating any hearts. You were
I'd
that big
obviously,
also
when I
like to
met
point
you.
out I've gotten bigger
hearts.
and I haven't eaten a single heart.
Well, you could be even bigger. That's my
Jaeger,
point.
when I met you, how many hearts had you eaten?
Uh, about 3 at that point.
Uh huh.
Not many.
You
I was
think you
but a
got
boy.
that big from eating 3 hearts?
Well, then, yeah, there was the two that, there was that giant fish man.
The Varese
And then that,
grocery bill begs to differ.
I guess it's been about 2 other ones. You have to find a worthy heart to eat. Otherwise, it just doesn't do you any good. And obviously, it's worked. Can't you see?
No.
Oh, I've been in better shape in my fucking life. Ugh.
I would like to point out that every other Yacht we've met looks at you and goes, wow, you're big. Even the
I
other
know.
ones who eat hearts and who have eaten many hearts of their enemies.
You haven't eaten strong enough enemies' hearts then. I doubt. I don't know what to say, Armando. The trials weren't as great as mine, obviously.
I find.
Ugh,
Ugh.
and look at that back. At this point, I'm just taking it. You're right, I am impressive, aren't I? You're right.
Sure.
But this isn't about me. This isn't about me.
Captain, we've refound our bearing. Uh, 2 men have been changed out for freshmen. We should be back on course within the hour.
Very good. Excellent work today.
He kind of nods his head, goes about his work.
Yule kind of seems to be the one that would be, like if I overly exclaim about his valorous deeds. That is a hard word for me to say. Putting the OUS onto the end of valor for whatever reason, my tongue gets tied. But that word, if I go over much onto that, I feel like Yule just gets embarrassed. So I feel simple compliments are the best.
That's fair. He has not learned to take them in stride.
The
I mean,
as he is undoubtedly aware, though, the appreciation is there.
he feels like a key member of the crew.
Certainly hope so.
I don't know. Sandoval's worked hard on this. He's spent more, cultivating a meaningful relationship with Yule than he has just about anybody else.
Sandoval doesn't know it, but Yachtens are his buddies. What's the biggest, hardiest race? They're my friends.
Salkari Lieutenant. He's keeping a cautious distance from Jaeger while still trying to maintain eye contact. Just wants to keep an eye on him.
That's
That
fair.
is, yeah.
So as I was saying, Leander, I think headed up to this new orbit, right? We should do something special for Genji.
Is that right?
Well, I mean, it's getting close up to his birthday and all. I should carve something for him. He doesn't really drink.
He
Not like
doesn't.
me, anyway. I mean, he does. It's just he does. I don't. It's, they make alcohol out of rice where he's from. I don't know where you find a tit to squeeze out stuff from a rice. Gray. What does rice look like, Leander?
You had some
Yeah,
Did I?
so,
pork and curried rice.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
remember
Rice.
spiced ham and all that? I'm still trying to figure out how to draw one.
Where do you get the alcohol from the rice? I ate a lot last night and it didn't get me drunk, so I'm trying to. How do you?
Sandoval walks by and goes very carefully.
You you don't get drunk from bread either, do you, mate?
No, it'd be silly. Can,
Who have
can you? Can I lean in
do
all seriously?
your
Can you?
don't your people make alcohol?
Yeah, but Nothing. I've been away from home for a very long time.
You've been away from Earth for a very long time.
So apparently my lab is below here since that's where the roof was caving in when Yule jumped. So I can hear him, and in my mind I go, they make it the same way as they make every other alcohol, by letting it rot.
More appropriately, letting it rot with style.
Right, but this is straight into Jaeger's brain.
So you're telling me if we put rice in a water, it'll just turn into alcohol?
I mean, that's the beginning of the steps.
I'm gonna make Genji some rice, alcohol. And I head off below decks.
I must document this.
So you're gonna need like an intelligence roll, or can I just start making craft checks?
What are you gonna craft it with?
Uh, with what I was just instructed, I'm gonna try and find a bag of dry rice, take a couple scoops out of it, get a bucket and a clay pot, mix that shit and close the lid. And we're gonna see what happens in a couple weeks.
Well, then that doesn't
Beef
require a check.
scratching.
You just did that.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is gold.
Genji's gonna be so happy. And I tuck it in a dark corner of the ship.
Leander's gonna help you write a birthday card and all that.
Oh, you're the best, Leander. Thank you. To you, Genji.
Hard, you know.
You've been working really hard since we first met. You've done just so many incredible things and saved all of our lives a couple times. And been so impressive, I thought you deserved a reward. The other crew might not think anything of it, but I, are you getting all that, Leander?
Please tell me, you know,
Daisy and I come on deck with 2 buckets of alchemical powder. Like, where's Jaeger?
You probably noticed Leander is not on the deck of the ship either.
Not
yeah.
looking for Leander.
We're looking for the Jotun. He's below deck.
He went trampsing all over the ship while still covered in that stuff.
She did. No one's held him in place for long enough.
Alright, so this stuff should help deal with the oil. I need to go find Jaeger.
You would take the substance.
Hmm?
You would take the substance.
Okay.
Begin spreading it about. Yeah, it's easy to find Jaeger.
Yeah, I can just follow the
People are
trail he left.
Yeah, people are giving him a relatively wide berth.
Is that a survival check to follow his trail?
No, it's relatively bright and oily.
Slightly glowing.
If not, you hear me bellowing out a somewhat uh emotional and thoughtful letter.
Jaeger?
Yeah,
I was taking dictation.
And with that, you should know we all accept you as a friend. From Jaeger. Oh, hey, Armando. Hello.
Jaeger,
Yes, not doing anything for a surprise for anybody as I stand blatantly in front of something. What?
you
Leander
walked
has the largest smile on his face.
through this
Hello, Armando.
entire ship, got into our
Yeah,
food stores,
yeah.
ruined an entire bag of rice.
I didn't know. What do you mean ruined an
Look
entire? Just
at
grabbed
you,
a
Jaeger.
handful.
You are covered in
Whoa.
this crap from those
Oh,
things.
oh yeah.
I'm not letting anybody eat out of that bag. They could die.
I'll eat out of that bag. It'll be
Or
fine.
worse,
What's the worst that could happen?
you become one of
It's
them.
just, it's. Are you serious?
I have no idea. This is
Or
magic, Jaeger.
or
I
not.
don't understand it.
It's, it's not mad. They can't. Johnny couldn't cast magic. All he did was just
Johnny didn't
happily
create them.
was.
A woman claiming to be a goddess did.
What? You met her?
Yeah.
When? We didn't make any stops.
No, you didn't.
I'm sorry, Justin. I know you're just like, oh my god.
All right, I need you to go back on deck. Yule has the stuff that'll help get this off of you.
All right. Whatever you do, don't touch that pot back there. By the way.
The one you made with, I'm guessing, contaminated rice?
No.
Is Leander behind him nodding his head?
Yes. With, as I stated, the largest grin.
Oh my god.
And now I'm gonna go find you, like you said. You don't touch that. By the way, it's a gift.
Oh, don't worry, we won't, mate.
You.
He's running off. Leander just kind of. He's like a bloody toddler.
I'm literally turning and banging my head on the door frame. Oh. How is he supposed to run a tribe?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Maybe farther away from the water, there's less chance of drowning. During your alchemy check, however,
Yeah.
you would have garnered this much. Um, the poison is made up of bioluminescent algae, which is essentially the entire makeup of what the um, green zombies with coral knives were made of.
By the way, do we have a collection of coral knives now?
Yes.
I'm
You do.
keeping one of them for my collection.
That's fine. Just let me add them to the list of weird stuff
There
that
were
we
one,
have.
two, 4, 5. You got 5 of them.
Minus the one he's keeping or total?
Got 6 total.
Okay, so 5 coral. Alright.
Coral knives are just like a normal dagger. They, however, as a standard action, you can, or if you've trained with them as a free action, you can snap them off and they will shatter, kind of like a inflicting more wound, like a glass blade or something along those lines.
Okay.
That's cool and all. I don't intend on using mine.
That's fair.
It's going, in my captain's quarters. Per my magpie style tendencies.
Okay. Um, do we have another bag of rice?
Yeah, it didn't deplete the food stores too bad. You guys won't be rationing foods or anything of that
Well,
nature due to it.
basically, I'm going to try and convince Jaeger to make a different bottle and pitch the one overboard.
Or, or you could just, actually make rice alcohol and think Jaeger, or make Jaeger think it worked.
I don't know how to brew rice alcohol.
You're an alchemist. You could figure it out.
It's like
I
I could
mean,
make rubbing alcohol with it.
right. I could make an alchemy check at like a -20 or something, maybe. I don't know.
Run an engine, oil for your lamp, consumable alcohol. Uh,
I do love alcohol.
You could just repeat Jaeger's recipe, but with,
Right, but I also don't want to lie to Jaeger.
Maybe I might go and find someone who actually I could learn to pick that up as a craft.
would it
Well,
be
Jaeger,
lying to Jaeger if you followed his recipe?
chieftain slash brewmaster. Yeah, I kind of
technically,
like
yes.
the ring of that. Chieftain and brewmaster. There's a nice ring to it. What do you think, random crewman? Why? Why are you standing so far from me? What? Like I smell or something. You'll hand me some of that shit. People are looking at me for. Did you say I smell?
Yes.
Sandoval would make a point to visit the the three injured or overly injured men, and deliver their extra ration of rum himself.
okay.
What's everyone looking at me all funny?
Let's see.
I actually want to stop one of the other elk tribe yachting and ask them if that is the widely held belief of eating hearts.
Amongst some of the more outlandish and savage men of other various tribes, but no, it is not a common practice of elk tribe warriors.
Of course not.
Um, right, right. However, sky pony are known to delve into some of the more archaic forms of spiritual harnessment, and so they tend to gravitate towards that kind of stuff a lot more often.
Huh.
It's not commonly practiced amongst all of the clans. It's more dying out.
Okay. So,
So, if that's enough shenanigans for the day.
Lies.
I have
Yeah.
lots more shenanigans planned.
We
Thank
could
you.
we could keep
Uh-huh.
going, but
Oh, I am aware.
He is painfully aware.
That's why I didn't say as long as we're done with shenanigans. I said if that's enough for the day. This is all I said.
creating
Well, I had
he
more, but you
keep
can go.
creating RP.
Why is my HP down? I haven't been hit.
Did you raise it from the last time you leveled?
Maybe not, because my max is at 73, but my current said 66 for some reason.
I have that problem every time I level in Starfinder.
Yeah, I did that too. All right. So I have to brew another potion to replace the one I used,
Okay.
which takes a ridiculously long amount of time to brew one potion. Uh,
There'll be another 4 days sailing before you make it to Amistala.
do I get any work done on my one thing in that time?
Yes.
Platinum orb in the crystal.
Yes. And at this time, you're pretty sure with your new tools, you can get the gem to fit in some way, at least set as though some kind of like gem in a ring, maybe. In
Okay. Is that a smithing roll, or what do you need from me?
I need an engineering roll.
I am much happier to do that. Especially with a natural 20.
Ooh.
43.
Okay.
You just missed it.
And yeah. All right. With the rest of your 4 days, or I'm sorry, the rest of the 3 days, because with this first day, you will get the orb finished and a potion completed. Daisy will continue making potions.
Was this the first? That was the first time Daisy's seen me raise somebody, wasn't it?
Yes. She's trying to remain objectively clinical about it, but I mean, as I've stated, she's got a few questions, but her active curiosities are being piqued at the moment watching you work what is essentially magic.
While claiming that I don't understand magic.
Right, right. So like, firstly, you guys went to another dimension.
Uh-huh.
Secondly, you zapped you tried to kill a goddess in that other dimension. All right. Then you returned back and started rezzing people. And now you've gone into some kind of weird engineering trance. And for all intents and purposes, are like the god meme where you're like floating, your eyes are glowing, and shit's just happening all around you.
It's what?
She's just kind of like awe-stricken. I mean, not truly. You're not truly doing that, but I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
it's
I was like,
the way you're the way you're moving about your lab is, yeah, it's perfection.
If Sandoval sees her at any time with this dazed look on her face, he would offer her a drink.
She'd like to take one if she could find a break in the action. So for the next 3 days, you won't have to make rolls. You'll be doing stuff.
okay.
Everyone else, however, you guys have rolls you'd like to get done. Get those out of the way.
Unless there's rolls that I can make for, keeping morale up and other such things.
Some damage to the boat. It's not severe. Um, you would like to make land when you guys make landfall. He would like to dry dock to assess, and you guys have been on the water for a long time. He'd like to scrape some barnacles, get some repairs done. Just basically do small round repairs and maintenance. Get some cleaning done. Bottom of the hull.
I would agree to this. Hard to maintain a reputation of being the one of the fastest ships out there if we're slowed down by barnacles.
Yeah, that's true. And you guys are about to, once you leave Amastawa, you will be in open water for about a week before you get near Tiberia. So he'd like to maintain some kind of fluid motion without any drag.
Yeah, absolutely. This is exactly what he was hired to do, so
Yeah.
these decisions will not be, or these recommendations will be taken seriously.
Yep. He has, he would admit, never sailed open waters, and so he's not nervous or scared. He's actually quite excited, but still wants to be cautious. He would rather err on the side of caution.
Absolutely.
It's not too bad. You just got to worry about the storms. From what I remember. Yeah.
And us without a storm, helmsman.
You should be used to that, though, right? You Storm's nothing to that guy. He eats them for breakfast.
I've got great confidence in my crew.
As do I.
What if we saw a kraken out there? How cool would that be?
You see
There's
a
a Kraken right
shimmer in
here.
his eye. Yeah, you see a shimmer in his eye. God, that would be great indeed.
For a very brief time, and then we all die screaming.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know if Sandoval and Armando share that sentiment, like the two yachting crewmates do, but
It would definitely be a wonder to behold. However, from a
For a
distance.
time.
yeah, I guess until it got close and started ripping the ship apart.
If got close, you wouldn't see it. It'd be under us. So don't worry. If it's gonna eat you, you'll never know it.
Awesome.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm horrified.
That's dreadful. Back to work. Yeah, Daisy is captivated. You guys are a positive bunch.
We try to be. So you got. Sure, we could be freaking
Yeah, she
out like,
takes no
oh,
convincing.
zombies just attacked us.
She takes no convincing from you. The first time she ever met you, you threw her to the ground with such violence, abhorrent.
I said sorry.
Yeah, that
Just
helps.
don't forget.
And you called her
I didn't
witch.
see you. I did not.
And now you're carrying dead shit.
Sandoval will just pass her his flask.
I'm not carrying debt. What do you mean?
You're a hard book to read.
I think we got off on the wrong foot. Right.
Most certainly.
Before I got lost
Yeah,
in
I'm
that
actually
tinker
yeah,
store,
she's
quite nice when
Ecclesian.
you get to know me.
Well, she's Ecclesian herself. She's never had the opportunity to meet a Jotun face to face. But after meeting you, she's not too she's not too broken up about it.
we've got like 6 other ones on the boat, so
What?
6 other Jotun. 5 crewmen and Yule.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
not like Jaeger's the only one here.
Right.
He is the loudest.
Yes. Yes, he is.
Well, the other ones, she's allowed to maintain a safe distance and just observe. Jaeger's a little more abrasive than that.
what's what's that word mean?
It means you scrub her hard, mate. You rub her the wrong
Christ.
way.
Not holding on to anything right now.
So, did I
Oh,
manage to convince Jaeger to make a new bottle with uncontaminated rice?
I don't know.
Here,
Did
did
you?
he? He told you that it was contaminated with the weird green stuff. I don't know.
Oh,
Is
oh.
that enough? Is that enough to
We don't want
convince you
Genji to
that you
drink
probably
that.
shouldn't? Yeah, probably shouldn't get Genji to drink the bioluminescent fish algae poison.
Fine. But I'm gonna keep it still.
Just make sure you mark it so they don't get mixed up. That's all right.
You you got a knife to carve the pot with? No, I got one. I can do it.
Yes, but
I think everyone on deck has a knife.
okay. I just wanted to know whether or not that got taken care of before we moved on.
Make fresh rice beans. Try to.
But if you do express to Armando your interest in learning how to brew, then I'll suggest that we see if we can't find some books or scrolls on it when we stop. That way you can study them as we travel.
Yeah. I would love to learn. I feel like I could create some pretty new drinks. It'd be cool.
Hmm?
Yeah.
On
Like a
Leander's mind, you'd create some new drinks.
like a bear heart brew. Or
Heart.
fish heart man soup. It'd be
Right. Anyway,
Sounds delightful.
No, it doesn't. Don't lie to
you
him.
think so, Daisy? See, she thinks it's a good idea.
Yeah, it sounds great.
See, I've never had this much support from me friends. Could bring a tear to my eye.
You probably never will again, love.
You are just the sweetest thing. Thank you.
Well,
I don't
really,
know
I'm just
why they
poured it on. Really, I'm poured it on so thick, so you feel bad for pushing me over.
they
Is it
say they
working?
say they say you don't like me, and I just don't understand what people. You're so nice all the
If I could
time.
push you down back, we'd get even, but I can't. So
Is
you know,
I feel like you're holding on to something.
yeah, it's a knife.
yes, this flask by Sandoval. Yeah, it's a knife.
Getting mixed signals, Armando. I feel like Daisy's like she like doesn't like me, and then there's times where she's like really nice to me. I don't. Is that how you human women are? Confusing. It must be a
I
human
reach out
thing.
my hand and grab him by the probably elbow. I'd say shoulder, but you know, Jaeger. Jaeger.
It's way up there.
That's how all women
Well,
are.
That's very nice. Doesn't matter what type. Is someone snoring?
Jameson,
Hmm.
you snoring?
You fall asleep on?
No.
I'm awake. Over here, just kind of being the quiet ninja, laughing kind of incredulously.
Okay. Well, anyway, so we finally arrive.
Okay. And so, after the 3 days, you guys make it to Amastawa. Um, Armando,
Yes.
you have spent the past 3 days working tirelessly in the lab, and after which you have created what looks to be something of a tin man, right? And the orb, you built around the orb. You didn't build the tin man and then insert it. You began building around it and have created something of a lab assistant.
Don't worry, Daisy. It's not going to replace you.
And so, everyone else have anything they would like to get done in those 3 days? As role play wise, crafting, research, books read, games
Yeah,
played.
Jaeger would think about how to make the tiny little red-haired woman not upset at him.
far as the tiny little red-haired woman goes, Sandoval is cordial but not actively chasing her. Any off time that he is not spent overseeing the running of the ship or directly in charge of the ship himself, he would spend playing cards with any crew members that are willing to pay, as per usual, using his own money to play as the stakes. Pennies as it is, but still makes it interesting. Anybody that can beat him does take the pot. But yeah, it's Sandoval.
Moment.
What the fuck?
I have made a horror. Isn't it beautiful?
No!
I feel
It's
like I'm almost
hideous!
going to kill you for making that.
Don't worry, I'm pretty sure it'll do it for you.
I like the word. It'll kill me in my sleep. It
What?
yeah, the first
Why do I feel like Skynet was based off Armando's?
when you
What? The ever-loving elf!
and as you complete it, the light bulb on top of its head flickers to life. The small servos begin to move of their own volition. Some form of energy made from the orb and crystal together. Small puff of steam emits from its mouth as lights flicker to life in its skull. Whatever, deep within the recesses of eye sockets, kind of looks up at you, tilts its head to one side, and in a questioningly manner says, "Father."
Okay, so I gotta ask. Was I aware while I was building this, or was I in like a fugue state?
You've not eaten, you've not stopped working, and are currently fatigued. You've not stopped. Um, uh, I'd say for the past probably 24 hours or better, you've been in somewhat of a fugue state. The other 2 days was just incredibly meticulous and time consuming.
Alright, so he looks up, says, Father. I smile down. And probably collapse from exhaustion.
Yes.
Seems like a good
Daisy
time.
would help you to a bed, and Jaeger is not far. After you lose consciousness, he rushes to your aid. And yeah, they get you into bed. Jaeger?
Yes.
Yes, you rush to find out what the problem is because you sense that Armando has lost consciousness, or at the very least, uh, not responding when you bellow out at him randomly.
I also stopped drawing on your constitution, which is what I was doing to stay awake for 3 days.
And
Mixed with the
and yeah,
sense of
you make your way in and find the floor. Daisy is struggling to get him up off of the floor, and you see the Tin Man.
help you out there. What the bloody hell is that?
And yes, kind of looks over at you, and you can hear actual processing and computation, like clickety clack and whizzing and banging and whirring. Tilts his head to one side as he, brother,
Brother?
brother, stands to embrace you, sort of,
Uh,
sort of stumbles,
I
gives you a very robotic
I'll
hug.
give him a hug. Not the struggle, but actual like look at Daisy questioningly. Uh,
Yes, you get the
not nice.
very robotic hug with like two uh, pats on the back, like beep beep.
Not nice to meet you. What's your name? I'm Jaeger.
Arthur,
Well, I'm gonna help out Brother Armando now. I turn and help Daisy. Put him
and
to bed.
yes, he would turn and begin to aid. Begins fetching items about the cabin.
Boy, that's pretty impressive. That's what what is it? I look at Daisy, assuming that she knows exactly what it is.
She looks relatively pale.
Oh,
She kind of mouths the words to you. I have no idea.
you need to sleep too, little one.
Oh god, poor Daisy.
She doesn't have yacht and constitution to draw on.
Well,
To
not
be
just
fair,
that,
she's taken a
she's watching me violate many, many laws of nature as she knows them.
every science known to man.
Law, it's more like a suggestion.
Hey Arthur, did you fetch a no. You stay in here. You stay in this room. I'll be right back. Sit down, love. We'll get you some food. I'd exit the chamber.
I would like to point out
Boy,
that Jaeger
I need food.
stopped himself and made a thought out decision. Truly,
He's
these are the
learning.
good times.
They can be taught. And so, you guys make it to Amastawa. Where you guys get out in the rowboat to make landfall as the ship goes up the beach a ways to dry dock. Armando, I didn't put you on the map. I assumed you would stay with the boat for a time.
Hmm.
But now that the boat has sustained some damage and may need or is going to dry dock for a while, I don't know if that changed.
Well, I at least need to make arrangements, unless Sandoval's going to take care of it, to sell the medicine we brought.
Yep. I would
Yes,
have
so
a.
the rowboat's going to go back and forth a few times.
Yeah.
I would imagine that Armando has written out a highly detailed ledger of the medicine that we have,
Oh yeah.
because that's who Armando is.
So it's kind of his thing.
Notes and papers.
Sandoval, you've become so much larger.
Thank you. I've been working out.
Oh yeah, check
To
out
be outdone,
Armando.
Armando, not to be outdone, grows just as large.
Oh,
Puny Sandoval.
Okay. Then
oh. Hey, look, I'm
first
skinny.
thing. So the bar is called the Omelette. It is literally made of wood from just random pieces of trees, things like that that have been hand lathed down to flat board.
Actually, I'm gonna see if I can find the picture. I saw this cool thing on Facebook that I think you'd enjoy.
Sandoval, you mind buying me a drink? My coffers are a bit. I'm empty. I have no coin. Be a friend.
Maybe Sandoval would pay for a drink.
See, don't let anyone say Sandoval isn't generous. He buys his friends drinks when they don't have money. That's a good man.
Okay.
Okay, so as you guys make landfall, Armando,
Mm.
make a spot check. And Sandoval, forgive me, make a spot check.
While I'm waiting for my skill sheet to load.
Yeah, let's hope he gets a good one. Because I got an 11.
25.
Down the beach. See my ping?
Let me zoom out. What is it? Hold on, let me pan. Where are we pinging?
I assume up where the tents are.
Okay,
Preston?
yeah.
It's a familiar face.
I can't find it.
Whether or not you think it's important, it's totally up to you. See what I did there?
Do I recognize this person?
It's a familiar face.
Uh, at a game, the character art, I can't make it out.
It's
Even
Constantine.
the dwarven lady.
Yeah.
Okay. So, seeing her, Sandoval would walk that way.
The rest of the guys are heading into the bar. Well, I don't know about the rest of the guys. Leander's heading into the bar.
Yes, I'm gonna take a quick bio. I'll be right back.
Okay. I guess.
No,
Right.
it seems Sandoval is heading in the direction of alcohol. That is very out of character for him. As soon as he makes landfall anywhere, usually he goes directly to a bar.
Well, I'm gonna follow him because I'm relying on him to pay for my drink. Oh, what about that
There's
drink? That's
there's a bar like, yeah, I don't know, 50 feet away from the boat. And he's walking away from that.
Yeah. Like.
Oh dear.
Everyone's like, Sandoval,
Yeah.
what's wrong with you?
Yeah. What?
The rum is that way.
The rum is not gone. It is over there.
The rum is right there.
I think we're all moving to follow.
Or at least question.
Eventually.
So we'll pause till he's back. Alright, recording has resumed. So Sandoval, you went to go that way, and everyone's like, why is Sandoval going away from the alcohol?
We are all following you.
So, to that respect, Sandoval always has alcohol. But if anybody questions him, he'll be like,
We are.
It appears one of my brothers is here."
Which one? Before I go any further.
Um,
Him
What
pointing that
ship
out.
you borrowed?
no, not that one. One of the fun ones. I think. I recognize that lady.
I like for
So, you see her as well. It is Constantine.
The one who was supposed to be guarding, Oh, shoot. Mercedes' sister.
Yes.
I have just forgotten her name, and that annoys me.
Letty.
Letty, that's it.
Sandoval should know they're related.
It's Letty.
Letty, L-E-T-I. Well, let's go see if Letty's here.
You approach, and she is just finishing some, looks like relatively shady business with whoever the hell is living in that tent. As you guys are approaching, Sandoval in particular, dressed all fancy, the guy's eyes widen. He hurries up, shoving some merchandise in her hand, and snatching coin out of the other as he hurries into his tent and begins lacing the leather thong.
As he's doing so, I would try to reassure him. I'm assuming in Mauve is what I would speak. And be like, no need to hurry on my account.
And herself. Ah, what a fancy crew you all make. You're far away from Mortano.
Aye.
Are we? Are we now?
Yes. You sure you earned those captain's codes?
Sandoval just grins.
How is the injury? All healed now?
How's young Letty doing?
Doing
By the
great.
way,
Ah.
it's an amazing grin. In case you're wondering, it's a 24 for a roll for a charisma.
Damn.
Yeah, I nat 20'd.
So it is a smile with a sparkle. Twinkle.
King.
Fuck, do you
Yep.
pull that up? Yeah.
My shiny
You've been on the
penny.
boat. How'd you do that? And you ask about Letty. She, yes, uh, wasn't too hard to talk her into going back to the events of the World Fair. So she went home. Um, there are some matters she would like to speak with Mondo about. Also, completely different set of matters that she urgently needs to speak with Sandoval about. Um, Whether or not you'd like other people to hear that is totally in the air.
Well, if I do recall, on my way over here, there is a bar nearby.
Yes, the oubliette. Once you get in, you never get out, and everyone forgets about who's in there. Aptly named.
Excellent.
I have concerns, but okay.
Okay, so I would, motion for Constantine, kind of
She first
stick out
round's
an
on me,
arm.
boys.
I would stick out an arm in a mock gentlemanly fashion, and while
Ah,
extending my left hand, it's whether or not she wants to be in on the joke is up to her.
well, of course.
She knows me well enough, I would imagine.
To hell with knowing you well enough. Probably the best looking guy on the beach.
Well,
And yes, she says, come on, boys, I'll buy the first round.
oh boy.
Right, that's what I'm talking about.
Alrighty.
He's like, finally.
Yep. So
Yeah, this guy kind of shoves off, seeing that
Sandoval
there's
gives him a
big.
penny for a drink, so he'll, as to not offend him.
Yeah, he just kind of gets up, goes to another table.
But yeah, he would, well, whatever the going price of ale is, I can't imagine it's much more than a couple pennies. Sandoval would grant to him to, it's like,
Yeah,
if you wouldn't mind, relocating, and then
they don't have much more than ale, watered ale, and rum. There's variations on rum flavors. So there's like spiced rum, silver rum, blackstrap, which is very close to Yachten, and then there is a very cheap wine.
Sandoval would order the spiced rum. You know, he's feeling fancy.
Yeah, Constantine would order a pitcher of blackstrap. So,
Yeah.
you guys have your seats with them and or with her as she tells you that after leaving Mortano, um, things have begun to turn sour for most of Luca and forgive me, I'm drawing a blank on the brother's freaking name because there's so goddamn many of them.
Marco and Antonio are the ones that work
Marco.
with Luca.
Forgive me, Marco. Things went sour for your Uncle Luca, and Marco has been told to stay away, and basically, no one's been able to get in contact for some time. Um, the the Empire is opening an investigation into the Varese wealth. They're curious about where the bulk of it comes from.
If I'm wrong.
Needless to
But
say, Uncle Luca is making his way here as slowly and inconspicuously as possible.
are you not employed by Marco?
I am.
And you are unable to get a hold of him?
Yes. I've lost my captain.
Interesting. So he's not here.
As he kind of looks over at Armando.
What of his daughters?
They're safe. The Varese hand reaches far.
Does it now?
It does. Your uncle owns a villa on this very island.
Hmm. Perhaps I shall pay it a visit.
Kind of smuggler doesn't own property where he can smuggle.
I believe he prefers the term high risk trading.
To hell with what he prefers. One, he's not here, and two, he's on the run from the Empire. Niceties be damned. I'm fucking scared. And she empties her cup. Starts to pour another.
Like Armando's like shifting in his seat. He wants to ask, but he doesn't want to push. He's afraid of what might be said.
So, what's Mercedes up to these days?
At a game. Do I know about Armando and Mercedes? Do I remember that or not? I don't remember.
Yeah, you remember that.
So, seeing Armando squirming, I'd ask the obvious question because, she is my cousin. So, you've said Letty's safe. What about Mercedes?
Safe.
Safe.
Well, just us then.
And you're not at the table, Jaeger.
I'm loud enough to be heard. All right.
But we're not talking loud enough for you to hear.
If you want to join the conversation, you guys sit at the table. There's no chair animated there or drawn there, but you can say there's one there.
You'd easily pull one over.
Yeah, I was to say you're strong enough to move one.
You could move the whole table if you needed to, but don't.
It might require a strength check, though, just saying.
26 on the strength check.
Jeez.
Flinging the chair out into the ocean. What are you doing?
It's very firmly planted in the sand.
So he pulls up the cement footings of the
Genji, are you seated at an opposite table intentionally?
Yes.
There were no
I'm
chairs.
keeping
Okay.
an eye on the rest of the room. However, I am also paying attention to the conversation because unless they're speaking a language I don't speak, I can understand what they're saying. I can read lips.
So Jaeger moves the bar to where he's now sitting at the table.
So the room is
I grab the
relatively
map layer with my strength check.
the room is relatively somber. Um, roll your spot check.
That'd be a 19.
Okay.
Better.
So from where you're seated, you can tell the room's been recently rearranged. Um, you're pretty sure parts of the floor are missing, and it's not supposed to be all sand. Um, yeah, you can see remnants of a bar, uh, things of that nature. Looks like this place has been completely gutted.
Hmm.
Potentially relatively recently. Uh, yeah, you're picking up that some of the patrons at the bar are lamenting that. The bar looks like shit because a few of them haven't been here in a while, and last time they were here, it was a full bar.
What happened to
Some
this
of
place?
some events as of recent, however. Okay. Jaeger, pick a combo. Do you want to be in this one? Do you want to be in the other one?
Why is the bar wencher and anybody walking by getting drinks?
Well, this is while you guys are at the other table. Genji's assessing the bar and eavesdropping on people.
He cut out. I
I'm
didn't
sorry.
hear him talking. I thought you were describing just the scene. My bad.
No, I'm sorry. No, it's Genji doing his sneaky ninja.
Thing.
Yeah. But
I am.
events as of recent have caused the bar to be damaged heavily. There was a bar fight, got pretty out of hand. Um, it seems that several men were killed, and it even spilled out onto the beach. Um, there are some grave markers up the beach a ways where the actual fight spilled out and took place. But without prodding further, that's about all you'll guard. Meanwhile, you guys at the table, um, yes, she says your uncle owns a villa here, and she says also that Mercedes is safe, and Letty went home, implying Letty went somewhere else after Mortano Bay. Uh, she, however, hasn't seen her since then. As far as she knows, Letty should be with her father and mother, and as she had already said, heading this way. Um, Mercedes, however, is nearby. She is
She is.
using the villa. She is using the villa as a means of hideout. It is off the grid. So, what safer
Very
place
large,
than out of the reach of the Empire?
firm yacht in hand rests on Armando's shoulder.
She was hiding in her father's villa to hide from her father.
She's hiding at her father's villa to hide from other people. She's actually concerned for her father. Her father's on the run. She's come out of hiding because she is concerned for her father.
Okay, so she was hiding from her father and now she's not.
Correct.
Okay.
She has no reason to hide from her father currently, as her father is hiding.
Yeah, he's not exactly in a position to force her into a marriage.
Correct. That's when she kind of looks at you and excitedly says, "Here's your opportunity, right?"
I will. He's trying to straighten up in the chair, or sit up right in the chair and straighten his vest, and I will call upon her. Trying to remember Merovingian manners that he hasn't really worried about in 5 years.
Sandoval kind of
Glowering.
grins and says, "If you need to borrow some clothes, mate."
Really don't think yours are going to fit me.
They'll look better than your engineering clothes. You know, oil stained and burnt.
He's like, "What, this whole thing?"
I have other clothes. Oh, maybe
So,
a shirt. We'll see.
it is getting a little late, guys. It is 1:12. So, I would like to call a pause here. We can get a few things wrapped up, like, talking wise, questions, things of that nature. But before I move on this portion, I think I want to call a pause.
Like for the night type pause.
Yes, because the next part is going to be a lot of fighting.
Okay. Uh, that's fine. Can we sell the stuff before we move on, or we gotta wait on that?
Yeah, we can sell the stuff.
Basically make all the arrangements I need to here, so I can concentrate fully on her, is what
Yeah,
I'm thinking.
absolutely.
Yeah, Sandoval would make arrangements to sell everything after this conversation is done and before we head towards the villa.
Fair.
Sandoval is going to assume he has guest right there because, it is a family owned property.
So
There. The reality is that it's completely fucking empty right now. There's not even servants there.
Yeah, but there's still a place to stay as his boat is currently in dry or will be
It's a
shortly.
friggin' 5-bedroom beach house.
Sounds like a plan.
You're like, oh, but I get the pirate island and I get the luxury. Ah, I'm home.
Yep.
Sandoval's here to retire.
I'm listening, Captain.
Just give me a coconut with some rum and a fruit kebab to go and it's
Uh,
Like my
Kebab.
uncle an IOU for. Is that a thing?
Can I send my uncle an IOU, an honor duel?
This is mine now. You weren't using it. No take backsies.
Takesies, backsies.
I'm not gonna take it permanently.
Just borrowing it.
I'm just gonna borrow it for a time.
I'm just gonna keep it warm while you're away. That's all.
All right.
Like it's
So,
both ours. We'll just keep it on my island.
so compared to where we bought the medicine, what is the markup?
It is a 150% markup. So double and then half again.
So 250%.
Correct. Sorry.
Or
Forgive me.
yeah, and percentages versus yeah, it's all right. So
I
Jaeger,
get
you get
5,000 gold.
yep, Jaeger, you get 50 gold.
Woohoo!
Genji,
Motherfucker, you put in £2.
no, he put in 2 crowns.
Oh, crown. Sorry.
Okay.
Eh. Genji, you get
The
1250.
mightiest windfall. It's the mightiest windfall that the entire crew has ever found.
Mm-hmm.
I did not hear you, Justin. How much?
1250.
Okay.
1250.
I
Sandoval.
hadn't heard you because he.
Yep. Obviously, the various crew gets their payout.
Genji's looking at it like, oh.
And I get 18,649.
It's like, well, when you say it like that, it doesn't sound like a lot, but
You know, running a ship and crew isn't cheap.
Neither is the materials that I purchased.
Boy,
I'm looking at this bag of 50 gold.
What do we get paid in? What type of coin?
gold bullion.
The Sokari bullion?
No. You, however, yeah, Mauve and Sokari, they all, it's a gold, just a gold coin. Armando,
Mm-hmm.
a portion of yours, however, comes in silver, Tiberian silver, which doesn't change its worth, it just changes what it is. It's silver.
I know, but I literally am keeping track of what I have in different monetary types.
Cool.
As am I.
That's why I'm asking. So, like,
Yes.
what
It's as far away from the Empire. Yeah, as far away from the Empire, you don't get the Imperial.
Yeah, I have
And
over double in non-imperial money than I have in imperial money now.
yeah, it's the way of most of the world, as Imperial coin is worthless out.
outside of it, you know. So how much is in Tavirian?
Unless you're. So you will get. We'll just call it for uh, brevity's sake, 25% of it silver. For simplicity's sake, a quarter of it.
Okay.
And then, did you do any more prodding on the what had occurred?
I would mention the state of the bar, as it is not what I expected. But other than that, I would, unless somebody mentioned a bar fight, then, I'd hear the tale of it if anyone was willing to speak it.
Yes, they would recount the tale. Ship's crew made landfall. Um, this is about, at this point, it's been about 4 weeks. They came here to the bar. They met up with someone for a goods purchase. They sat over there in the corner. Um, no one's real privy to the details of what transpired at the table, but it erupted into violence, and it seemed as though the ship and crew had been bested, or at the very least outmanned, to the point where they needed to flee or surrender. Um, one particularly violent member decided he wasn't going to lay down arms, and so waylaid several men here in the bar. And even though his captain had been wounded grievously and the ship's first mate killed here in the bar, didn't stop him. He continued out the door, picked his captain up, and butchered another 6 men on the beach,
Impressive warrior.
and then made his way back to the ship. He was angry.
Sounds like saying Jaeger.
Definitely. Well, some men when they fight, they have this cool, calm, calculated precision about it. So, not this man. He flew from combatant to combatant, jumping over tables. He broke several things with his daring feats of acrobatics here in the bar. There were bullet holes everywhere. Yeah, yeah, that's kind of what happened to the interior of the bar here. The remnants of
God.
that crew, the remnants of that
Good
crew are
for
licking their
trouble.
wounds. They've got a small makeshift camp on the other side of the island. They've been causing trouble here and there along the beach ever since, trying to redouble their efforts in making their money back to recoup from their losses. However, the reputation is thus that it's hard to rebuild your crew after everyone dies at the hands of one man. No one wants to sail for the guy. It's made him mad, and he's lowered himself to common thievery. He and his crew, they've actually got quite the price on their head.
What is it, out of curiosity?
I figured that would get someone's goat. 1,000 gold per man. Brought alive, 500 if dead. Proof needed.
Sandoval would nod. Mind you, he doesn't feel like he has the time to take care of that right now. But, it's always interesting to know.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's on the beach, or is this for the
There are a few.
the
There are a
crew that
few
sailed out?
captain. There are more than a few captains that would pay for the man's head. Him and his men, actually. There are several of them.
What? No one saw that guy flee out of here. The
I don't think that was the problem. I think everyone watched him walk bravely down the beach, carrying his captain. I wasn't gonna chase him.
After he just took on all that, nor would I.
The man he just killed 14 guys. I'm not chasing him. It seemed to me he had earned his freedom. You know,
that's a good point.
whatever wrongs he had done these men, it seemed as though he had bested them, and rightly so. Who am I to judge? Someone was on that man's side.
You didn't get the name of this man, did you?
No, but he's earned the title. The Brygo Butcher. The Brygo Butcher. Befitting. You kill that many men, what else could you be? A butcherer. And a Tracy and Grey Elf. It's really all I've got to go on.
An Grecian Grey Elf.
Aye.
The fuck's a Grey Elf? They make Grey Elves?
I would imagine it's a elf with a similar complexion to your own.
Oh, those, the servant. I served with a few of them.
Well, sounds like he's not here anymore anyway, so
No. No, he left. Odd enough, hot on his heels. About day after one of the worst, most violent storms region of Meridia occurred. Um, all of you pretty sure time lines up. You remember you were on the water around that time. There was a pretty violent storm. Rainbow lightning and prismatic spray all abound.
and a woman in the clouds.
A woman in the clouds, that's right.
Oh. Oh.
Eh,
Well, I'm sure those two things aren't related at all in any way. Pure coincidence.
Right,
Clearly.
I'm sure. And then if you ask any of the men from Mauve, they would disagree with you enough to stick a knife in you. So watch your tongue.
Oi, someone wants to fight. Jaeger starts to stand up.
Your size just makes you a bigger target on this. Remember that.
I disagree. I love to hug it out. I'm not violent, I swear.
Sure.
Come on, lads. No need for violence. Hug it out. I can
Alrighty.
demonstrate with one of my friends. Genji, come here.
So, Armando, did you roll your wisdom check? The one that I had mentioned in Discord.
Right. Want wisdom or will?
Wisdom.
Wisdom 19.
And so, yes, you identify the one astral adventure as the face in the clouds. Give me an intelligence check.
Well, we all know how smart I am. I didn't need the natural 20 to prove it, but it's nice.
What's the total on that, though?
26.
And so you're 100% certain that she showed up at a totally different time from when you've run into the Black Church. So you're pretty sure her saying that she was going to crush the Black Church and all that implies that she is no ally to them.
Yeah, she seems
And
pretty.
yeah, and that the mentioning, or she didn't mention anything about you stealing the souls of the people you've been rezzing.
Mm,
So potentially not the same person mentioned by the faceless.
oh boy. So, yeah, I take Sandoval's mug and slam it back since I've been drinking watered wine.
Sandoval is completely affronted by this, by the way.
But also caught completely off guard because of all the people that would ever do it, this is not the one.
It's all right because in reaction, as soon as it is emptied and touches the table again, immediately refilled from the black strap because Constantine knows a stressed drinker when she's like, "Hey,
Sandoval holds his cup protectively.
get your nerves, mate."
He's like, no, this is
Oh,
mine.
come on, Sandoval.
And
I'm just
considering
saying,
Rondo.
we're
Sandoval
drinking
grabs his
whiskey,
cup, kind of just grabs his cup and holds it to himself, kind of eyeing Armando like,
Armando has a
Rondo,
1,000-yard stare. Like,
you look like you've seen a ghost.
uh,
he also casually wipes the rim before he takes a drink.
we're only
Telepathically.
a ghost.
What's wrong?
So I guess
Spit
I
it out, man.
successfully distracted a lot of you on the ship. None of you asked about her.
I'm telepathically talking to you. Who?
No, Genji was prying, but let it lay lie.
Yeah, well, a couple
He
people
he he
asked,
let it
but
let it.
nobody followed up because it got distracted.
Correct, correct.
Uh,
Genji kind of let it lay
Also
to the wayside.
telepathically. Who the fuck is Arthur? And why do I have a new brother? Made of metal.
the reply to that is nephew.
Nephew. He called me brother, so I don't want to confuse the guy.
Anyway, I, I'm sorry. It's been many games, and I'm guess if I wrote it down, I don't know where. What was the name that they called her when we saw her during the storm?
Calypso.
Calypso.
That was no. That was what Jameson called her.
Oh,
Well, yeah,
No.
and I wasn't
Nehelania.
corrected.
Nehelania.
Nehelania.
So, do you remember when we saw Nehelania in the storm with the rainbow
What now?
Oh, what was that?
water?
You cut out. What'd you say?
So, do you remember when we saw Nehelania in the storm with the rainbow water?
Yeah.
She she came to talk.
People and tables nearby kind of give that wide-eyed look and do the black spot thing.
Well, no, I'm not talking loud. It's leaning into just the table.
Oh, okay.
About 4 days ago.
Now, Constantine would, however,
Yeah.
she does the black spot. The black spot. Freaked out by even the mere mention of her name. Jaeger, the name Nehelania, actually from your people, and so you don't need the role. You know the lore behind it. She is a figure of bygone time, synonymous with sirens, drownings, and wishes.
You went with the wish brand.
Hmm?
What did you ask him for?
Nothing. I tried to shoot her in the face with the lightning rod.
Mouths agape all around.
Jaeger too,
Look,
for
I
the first
didn't
time.
recognize her, okay?
You what?
She pulled me and
You
Daisy into some kind of other realm and was being all creepy and stuff.
Leander kind of snaps his fingers, points at the top of his cup. He's like, "Let me get some of the nervous drinking here, right?"
Yeah, right here. keep it.
stops drinking his cup. He pulls out his yacht and brew skin.
So,
Armando,
Sandoval's
you're
actually not drinking.
Armando.
He's just kind of holding his
Now
cup
use your
raised.
constitution.
no, I'm using it right now.
Oh, damn. That's unfortunate. That's funny.
We're both using it to
damn.
get drunk, or we both want to use it to get drunk.
Genji just kind of sitting there watching everyone.
We're
Say
passing
no, I'm
my
using
con
my
back and forth.
Aaron's. Technically, it is at will, so yeah, we could. We could technically. You just see Armando and Jaeger. Jaeger shrinks, Armando grows, and then shrinks, and Jaeger
Problem is, I
to
don't.
normal.
Because of that, I don't think either of us would end up getting drunk.
Chugging my yacht and brew flask. Fuck it.
Yeah. Basically, I have drunk enough that I get that buzz to take the edge off, and at that point, then
Ah,
fine.
fuck that, man. You just attacked an old goddess. I'm fucking. I'm
I
nervous.
apologized.
I need more over here. You yacht and brew, please.
And she
I got gold.
seemed to take it rather well.
Well,
To get her
seeing as
metaphorical
how you're
panties in a
here,
bunch.
you're talking, and you're alive, yeah, I'd say she took it rather fucking well.
Um, and then she left to go fight the Black Church. So yay.
Spits drink
As
out.
you say.
Who did the spit take?
Jaeger.
Um,
You just make allies where
yeah, that's what she was there for. She wanted to be allies, but
she attacked us with algae men.
yeah, I didn't say it made sense. I told her she had the manners of the Black Church.
Well,
Really?
sure that made her happy.
Huh?
Well, Sandoval, as Sandoval takes a large drink, says, "Well, at least you didn't insult her."
As he says, yeah, I'm sure that made her happy.
uh, you know, I really didn't realize who it was until just this moment. I'm
And it says, to be fair, though, I don't know the ways of the old gods, or even how to act in their presence.
Does anyone?
So
I do.
maybe what you did impressed her.
Respectfully might
I
be
would
a start.
love to say yes, but I don't think so.
What would you say, Genji?
I said respectfully might be a start.
Yeah. Yeah, your people, they stand on tradition, right? Maybe
I
next
told him
time,
for the first
the
time.
old goddess, and this is just a suggestion, but maybe next time, the old ancient goddess from a bygone era wants to interact with any of us, you bring this guy. Points at Genji. Peacekeeper, archaic traditions, the whole nine. Right there. Put a bow on it. Bob's your uncle.
I do not have an uncle named Bob, nor do I think a bow would look good on me.
I've
Oh,
never even
come
met
on.
anyone named
Come
Bob.
on, we could get it.
No, Genji starts laughing.
Yeah.
He's just Leander begins rubbing the bridge of his. The joke's gotten away from me.
Better go catch it.
No,
Is
you
it moving?
two. E2, Armando. E2.
He's gone into a giggle fit. Head down on the table, clutching at the mug.
Sandoval slides the pitcher away from Armando.
I start chugging her picture. I'll take that.
I thought this was rum, not giggle water.
I thought this was rum, not fucking water. More drink! Damn it, it's so hard to get.
Jaeger, perhaps avoid trying to get overly drunk right now.
I can't. They don't have anything strong enough.
Enough. The only two people at the table that struggled to get drunk, Mondo and Sandoval. They have an inherent resistance against all toxin.
Which is unfair at times, I might add.
There's a small problem of I don't struggle to get drunk because I'm not trying to get drunk.
Right.
Makes the struggle really easy.
That's fair.
Yeah, well, Sandoval doesn't truly struggle with it, but it does get expensive.
He doesn't
It
struggle
can.
with alcoholism. He enjoys every moment of it.
And Jaeger has the constitution of a dire bear, so it's kind of fucking. Maybe
Fine,
not that
fine.
extreme,
Keep
but-
whining. You can borrow mine.
Alcoholics
No.
don't run in my.
It does. No.
alcoholics run in your family? No, they just kind of stumble.
Abraham, they'd smack into shit. It'd be bad.
All right.
I actually looked at my roommate one time and was like, "Do you think I'm an alcoholic?" And he was like, "I would say yes, judging by the amount of alcohol you bring home, but I don't
Let's see.
actually drink to excess." So he's like, "Eh."
See, you need a friend like me, because you'd have been like, "You think I'm an alcoholic?" And I'd be like, "No, they go to meetings."
All right. So are we done then for the night?
I think so.
I mean, there's no
That-
beds to sleep
That
here.
bombshell revelation.
Like, oh, alrighty then.
Oh, there's no beds here, but beach is free.